Welcome to the Tamika Matt Podcast. This space is for the creators, the change makers, the ones who don't just want to talk about it, they want to move in it. And today, we're kicking it off with the truth you might need to hear. Are you actually putting the shit out there? Or are you quietly waiting for success while low-key avoiding being seen? Let's get into it. Let me talk about what it took for me to get here. Let me talk about what it feels like to actually sit down, press record, and show up. Because the truth is, I haven't always been this version of myself. And even when I was, I didn't always give myself permission to be her out loud. There was a time where I felt like I had the biggest ideas in the room. Not because I was trying to be better, but because ideas would just find me. And I mean big, divine, sometimes wild ideas. Ideas about my life, spirit, business, freedom. They show up in my mind like guests already unpacked. But here's the thing. My mentors weren't always people I knew personally. They were in the field. People doing something I felt in my bones, even if they were miles away. They were people in the community, but they weren't reachable to the people around me. And still, their material resonated with me so deeply that I treated them as my mentors and coaches anyway. And that was the moment I realized something. Whatever I'm seeking is already seeking me. Let's say that again. Whatever I'm seeking is already seeking me. Big ideas find me because I'm the one who can bring them through. And I don't need just proximity to claim my resonance. I just need awareness. Growing up, I naturally put myself in the forefront. That's just what I knew. I was the only child in the beginning. And if you know what that's like, you know. And you become your own audience, your own teacher, your own mirror. I was the kid who raised my hand to speak out loud. I was the student who looked for more. I was connected to nature deeply. Climbing trees, digging in dirt, playing with insects. I was already living in alignment. I was already showing up. But then society started whispering its rules. Somewhere along the way, I got conditioned to shrink, to wait, to question my bigness, to lower my frequency so I didn't outshine the room I was in. I was convinced that showing up fully would make me too much, too loud, too different, too seen. And even though my mind still know I was meant for something more, even though my soul kept repeating, it's coming, it's already yours, I started to play it small. I created businesses early in life, but I didn't want anyone to know I owned them. Why? Because I thought if people knew that I was behind the business, they'd see it as less important. Think about that. I created it, and I still felt the need to hide from it. That's not imposter syndrome. That's collective wounding. At one point, I found myself in a marriage, a partnership where I let my husband be the face of a business that I created. And if you're wondering how that played out, let's just say not good. That taught me something real, something sacred. If you don't own your brilliance, someone else will. And they will never carry it like you do. So here I am now. This is me showing up with my voice, with my truth, with my hold, feel, vibrating like she's finally speaking. This has been an emotional journey. This hasn't been about creating a podcast just to have some content. This has been about coming back into my frequency, reclaiming my boldness, turning the mic back toward my own power. And yes, this is not a live podcast. So technically, if I say something wrong, incorrect, I can go back and edit it. But you know what? We're done with the second guessing. We're done with the hesitation. We're done believing that the truth needs to be polished to be powerful. This is me showing up for real this time. Not rehearsed, not shrunken, not waiting. And now let's talk about what showing up really looks like. So now that I've shared what it took to get here, let me speak to what showing up looks right now for me. Because we hear that phrase all the time, don't we? Show up. And it sounds cute. It sounds easy. But let me break it all the way down. Showing up doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean having the best mic, the perfect brand colors, or polished message. Showing up means I'm no longer hiding behind the idea of preparation. It means I posted things before I've overthought it. It means I record the podcast before I've written a whole essay about it. You know what I'm saying? It means I speak my truth, even if my voice shakes, because my soul is ready. Showing up for me means I give myself permission to be seen. Not just the polished parts, not just the businesswoman, not just the spiritual one, not just the teacher, but the one who's still remembering, still unfolding, still learning how to carry my own frequency louder than the noise. Right now, showing up looks like taking up space, not apologizing for my bigness, not toning myself down so others can feel comfortable. I used to do that. I used to edit my truth in real time. I sensed that my light was making someone else uncomfortable. And instead of staying in my brilliance, I'd dim it, I'd shift, I'd silence. But not anymore. Now showing up looks like walking into a room, virtual or physical, and letting my frequency arrive first. I'm here. I'm whole. And I'm not asking permission. It means I give credit to myself out loud. It means I acknowledge my gifts, my ideas, my intuition. It means I don't wait for validation to name what I already know to be truth about me. Let me give you something real right now. Showing up means saying my name with authority, sharing my creations without disclaimers, knowing that I don't have to go viral to be valuable, knowing that if one person hears me and remembers who they are, I've done my work, resting when I need to, receiving without guilt, and honoring the quiet parts of me that still whisper, keep going, when it would be easier to just stop. Showing up is a ritual. It's how I communicate with source. It's how I tell the universe I'm ready to be used in alignment. I'm ready to be seen in truth. I'm ready to live in resonance with what I asked for. And let me say this loud and clear. You don't have to be loud to show up. You just have to be real. You just have to be willing. You just have to stop waiting for the perfect moment and trust that the moment you decide to be present, you become magnetic. This right here, this mic, this moment, this breath is part of me showing up. And now I want you to think about what it might look like for you. What would it look like if you stopped waiting? What would it look like if you press record or hit publish or sent the message? You don't need a full plan. You just need a pulse. This is what showing up for me looks like for me right now. And I promise you, there's power in choosing presence over perfection. There is freedom in deciding I am enough as I am, and my truth is worthy of being heard. Let's talk about the energy behind showing up, because it's not just about creating something. It's not just about the post or the product or the message. It's about the frequency you're sending out as you move in truth. When I show up fully, clearly, unapologetically, I'm not just performing, I'm broadcasting. I'm sending out a signal into the collective field. I'm telling my oversoul, I'm ready to anchor the version of me that already knows. I'm telling my ancestors, I haven't forgotten. And I'm telling the future, I've arrived. We're taught to think that the physical act is the most powerful part, but that's not true. It's the vibration behind it that makes it magnetic. You can post a video with no resonance and it disappears, or you can speak for 30 seconds from full embodiment, and that ripple will reverberate across timelines. I'm not showing up to be liked. I'm showing up to hold alignment because I know that when I speak with intention, I activate myself and I create resonance that others can calibrate to without ever knowing my name. Energy moves faster than words. Presence lands before strategy. And alignment, that's what people really feel when you show up. So when I walk into a room, physical or digital, my feel moves first. My tone speaks before my language. My vibration says she's walking in truth. She's not asking permission. She's not shrinking herself for approval. She's just here, whole. Showing up with this kind of energy means I'm not doubting every step. I'm not waiting for applause. I'm not hiding behind strategy. I'm just vibrating what I know to be true. And here's the real truth. The more I embody my full frequency, the more I give others permission to do the same. You probably felt that before when someone speaks with such truth that your body remembers something you didn't even know you forgot. That's not charisma. That's not talent. That's soul recognition. So this podcast, this moment, this mic isn't just me recording something. It's me sending energy into the collective that says, you are safe to be seen. You are safe to speak. You are safe to rise. If you're listening right now, take one breath and say it with me. This is me showing up. I don't have to be ready. I just have to be real. Say it again if you feel it. This is me showing up. I don't have to be ready. I just have to be real. See, this is the energetic signature of showing up. It's not about force. It's not about being the loudest. It's about becoming so tuned into your own feel that it starts tuning others just by existing. And that's what I call transmission. And right now, you're in it. So now that I've shown up, now that I've spoken, claimed, opened, you might be wondering, what happens next? And the truth is, what happens next is a mirror. Because when I show up in my full frequency, the world responds in kind. The people who are meant to find me start listening. The opportunities that match my field start surfacing. The clarity I've been waiting for, it doesn't show up out there, it rises inside of me. Showing up doesn't guarantee ease, but it does guarantee alignment. It puts me back in relationship with my own soul. It's not about going viral. It's about vibrating in rhythm with the life I asked for. And now that I've stepped into this space, this voice, this moment, I can't unknow what it feels like to be fully present. And I can't pretend to be invisible again. So what happens next? I stay in motion. I stay in presence. I stay in trust. I keep showing up, even when I don't have all the answers. Even when the voice in my head gets loud again. Even when no one claps. Because I'm not doing this for noise. I'm doing it for resonance. And I want to invite you, if you're listening, if you feel this in your spirit, to ask yourself, what would my life look like if I kept showing up? What would happen if I didn't retreat after being seen? What could I create if I trusted that my presence was enough? Not someday, not when it's perfect, now. This is me showing up, not just for this episode, not just for this moment, but for this version of me, the one who is no longer rehearsing. I'm living it. I'm broadcasting it. I'm ready for what's next because I'm aligned with it now. If this episode spoke to your soul, share it, post it. Tell your friends that you just listened to a woman talk about showing up in a way that reminded you of yourself. Because you showing up by sharing it, that's your ripple. You don't have to move the world. You just have to move from truth. This is Tamika Mapp. This is me showing up. And this is just the beginning. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. You just have to be real. You just have to put the shit out there. This is Tamika, and you've stepped into your next level. If this hit, share it, speak it, live it. We're just getting started.